Bonjour tout le monde, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Dark Deity, an indie SRPG that was just released a couple days ago and is currently available on Steam. I have a particularly special treat for you guys today, especially since I'm something that I know that a lot of my longtime followers will be interested in, and we will check that out when we get into today's chapter, which, like I said, will be chapter 3. It's also somewhat worth noting that while I haven't quite gotten the audio perfect, I do think my solution from the last chapter worked okay. And I also found out that last night the developer Sword and Axe LLC released a patch making some um, uh, corrections to bugs and things like that. And I think they may have also adjusted the audio levels in some way, along with some minor UI improvements. That was great of them to get on stuff like that people were pointing out like the first day after release. So I will see if that is any better today. But meanwhile, I will just be doing it as I did it last time. I'll put the music on when I'm not talking and then turn it off when I am. So anyway, let's get into the chapter. Oh. Silly me. Sorry, it was a little slow with the music there. Alright, and this is something that I think a lot of us in the Fire Emblem adjacent community were looking forward to, the introduction of the bonds, which are our support conversations for this game. As you can see, they're quite easy to obtain. This is not like the GBA era where you have to make units stay next to each other for 40 turns just to get one conversation. As with the very little amount of work that I've been doing in the last 2 chapters, I already have bond conversations available for all 6 of the characters in those first 2 chapters. So I'm going to go ahead and get into them and just kind of let those play out. One thing to note is that as far as I'm aware, this Dark Deity does not have a bond gallery or anything of that nature. Maybe it opens up after you clear the game, but I haven't gotten there yet. So in the absence of that, I guess you could use these videos as transcripts for these if people are interested in having those. I'm not specifically trying to get any, at least not yet, but we'll just get the ones that we see and we can go from there. So anyway, music back on, and then we will be doing some bonds.
No kidding.
Fine by me.
I'd rather not. Yes. Not quite. Don't worry. It's not that simple.
Are you sure?
No kidding. Not quite.
Huh?
Sterling.
Yep. I don't know.
No kidding.
It'll be all right. You really think so?
What a joke. Hardly. Don't worry. Huh.
Bummer. This is fun. Oh, come on. Bummer.
Right.
Can you not? Oh, come on. Aren't you clever? Really? Really?
Sure thing.
Alden? Nope. Wow.
Well, what do you know? You're really something.
Come on. Really? It'll be all right.
Hardly.
All right, then. That was quite a lot of bombs at once. The game tends to be toward more like that, I've noticed, where you get a lot of them each chapter, and that can either be interesting or exhausting, depending on your perspective, but I just wanted to give everybody that, that experience. So let's check out some of the other things that are available in your base. To start, the shop is pretty basic. There are actually only 3 categories of items you can even buy. Healing items. You can buy stat boosters in unlimited quantities, which is quite different from most Fire Emblems, although they are quite pricey. And then weapon tokens, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Currently, we have 2 tier 1s you can see up here, and then each tier costs more. Let's go back and do the upgrades thing first before we decide to buy any more. Oh yeah, though, there are also 2 new units that were not in the previous 2 chapters, but they're here now. The first one is Lincoln, another cleric. His personal is basically he gets magic as a percentage of his strength, so he's kind of a good hybrid. And Bianca, who is another adept like Elias. Power is equivalent to like might in Fire Emblem, so just attack, whether that's physical or magical. So she's kind of a bit of a support unit. I also think she looks really like Matilda from Fire Emblem Echoes. I think it's mostly the armor that does that, but I think that's just kind of a funny coincidence. Anyway, so onto the upgrades. Each character has these 4 different weapons that they can cycle through during combat. We've seen that before, but each one is based on a particular, or favors a particular stat. The red one favors damage, the blue crit, the green accuracy, and the yellow tends to be the most balanced and is also the lightest. And now there are some numerical differences between the types of weapons, say swords versus hammers, but those are, like I said, those are purely numerical. It's not like effective versus armor or anything. That isn't in this game because the weapon versus armor type system is already complex enough. I mean, you don't even have bows doing effective damage against flyers, although that you won't be seeing flyers in this run for quite some time. So anyway, we currently have 2 tier 1 tokens, and each tier, each weapon rather, has 8 ranks. Like you would have longsword plus 1, and then you would have the next rank, which would require tier 2, and that has a different name. So there's 8 total, and so it'd be 32 total weapons for each character. And to make things a little simpler, like I said, the actual stat boosts are the same across weapon types, so you don't have to memorize a whole bunch. And if characters change weapons when they promote, as sometimes happens, and we'll talk about promotion when we get there, you keep all of the upgrades that you previously made, which is very convenient, of course. Now, I think I'm going to use my 2 tokens right now. I'm going to use one on Irving, just to give him a stronger hit because he's pretty tanky, and then one for Alden, who is currently my only magic damage dealer. Let's see. I do like arcane missiles on him because he can usually double with it. So I think I'm going to go for now. Obviously, I have played through this a little further, but mostly what I've learned from that is that you don't really want to spread these around too much. You want to concentrate as much as possible. And on that note, let's go back to the shop and buy a few more of these because we got a good bit of gold and 3 of them. So just to kind of show you, so if we were to upgrade it one more time, it now turns blue. It's a tier 2, would require tier 2 tokens, and is just all around better. I like Elias. I have noticed in my first playthrough that he can be a little rough if you don't invest in him, which is something to keep in mind. He doesn't try to do that. And I guess Bianca, although we haven't used her yet, she's also quite good, so I want to give her something. Just something a little different. I am playing on the lowest difficulty, so you don't have to be terribly min-maxed, but it's just something to think about. Now, another weird thing is that you'll notice that there are some stat boosters already in my character's inventories, but like this is like some older Fire Emblems where you can't use items in the base. So if you want them to use them, you would need to go out in combat and do that. I don't particularly want Lincoln to have that one because he's pretty beefy as is, and he's also a little overleveled. You notice he's level 9, whereas everybody else is 3 to 4 with Bianca at 6. So I'm just going to leave that in his inventory for the moment, and we'll cover that later. But anyway, I'm going to turn the music back on, and we will save. And then we will get into the chapter proper.
Give them no quarter.
Really?
Okay, the tooltip wasn't the most clear as to what the objective is here, but this is actually just a basic route map. And yes, this is the obligatory early game bandit map if chapter 2 wasn't enough of that already. But I'm not going to fault Dark Deity for doing it when pretty much every Fire Emblem has one of these. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see. Go ahead and bring Bianca up. As you can see, Bianca is quite self-sufficient. Lincoln is a little over-leveled, as I said. He's also, he's a cleric, so he can heal, but he's not going to get a lot of experience from this particular fight. And I know what you're thinking, Jagan. Fortunately, he does actually have the same growths relative to other characters. They're really all about. There's no one who has like exceptional S-style growths or terrible Jagan-style growths, but it is kind of better to hold him back right now, so I think I'm going to do that. And let's see.
Are you sure?
Let's see. Try out his new Mystic Volley.
Let's do it.
There we go.
Be careful. I won't lose you.
I've got a lot to learn.
Right away.
But like most Jagans, he is very good at softening up targets for others to get a kill on. Can't reach. Let's kind of form a wall here, and let's just have him finish.
Proudly meeting expectations.
I'm on it.
Lead the way. Stay with me.
Okay. Oh yes, there are.
One step at a time.
notice that there are several combat animations where the unit will hit multiple times. I think that's an interesting cosmetic effect, but it can be a little confusing because mechanically they do not hit multiple times. It's just a visual thing. Let's see, you can.
Fine by me.
Also, you'll note that when I'm attacking these enemies, most of them already have upgraded weapons themselves. Like this one has a +1 tier 2 already, so that's quite strong. So, and that's on the lowest difficulty. It definitely incentivizes upgrading your stuff.
Didn't give him much of a chance, huh? Together.
In the patch, it was changed
Awaiting orders.
to allow you to scroll through your weapons
Nice to see you on your feet.
with the mouse wheel. I still haven't quite got used to that, though. Let's see. Which direction do I want to take her? I'll send her down this way. Oh.
Thought you'd never ask.
There we go. Huh?
You're making me look bad.
See, it can help over here, but...
I'll take point.
Yeah. Okay.
Awaiting orders.
Let's go ahead and... Okay. Oh. Ooh.
You're making me look bad.
Right away.
I do not like see it taking those guys on, so...
This should be fun.
Yeah, I should try.
At your disposal.
Okay. I
Are you sure?
think he'll be more needed over here. don't know if I...
Have fun!
There we go. Okay.
You're making me look bad.
My sword grows lighter with every swing.
It's always unfortunate when you speed through a crit by accident.
What'll it be?
Okay.
Was that really necessary?
Proudly meeting expectations.
At your disposal.
Not bad, not bad.
I don't think I want to expose her that much. I'll put her back here.
My hard work is paying off.
One step at a time.
All right.
It's rude to stare!
I did actually misremember. It says route for 9 turns, which means I just think you don't lose if you haven't routed within 9 turns, but that's just your limit on how long you have to complete this. Think of it as farming experience, basically. Yeah.
You're making me look bad. Fine by me.
And one more thing that actually took me quite a few number of chapters to see, but you'll notice that in the top of the combat window and also down below where it says crit, you'll see letters. I think they go from F up to A and then S beyond that. That just shows your overall advantage on each side. And like in this case, Garrick has a B, so he has a pretty good advantage over this guy. That one.
Lead the way. Leave some for me.
I forgot how good Bianca is in this first map with her. Alright, so I believe that's everything except the boss down here, Benny. For some reason, the internet has already turned this guy into a meme. I think it partially has to do with the fact that he has a raw egg in his inventory. I believe that's the plus strength stat booster. But yeah, so Benny and his egg will be the end of this chapter. Which we will clear in very good time, considering I still have 2 turns left. Well, fishing for crits is not the most reliable strategy in this game. Especially because crits do not
Lead the way.
do not do triple damage as they do in Fire Emblem. I'm not quite sure what the percentage is.
Stay sharp.
But it's frequently not enough to kill at full health. So,
I guess.
I don't want her to get the kill. Who's the lowest level that I have, actually? Marin, but I'm okay with that.
Together.
I'll get Irving. Apparently you can't do it. Well, you can.
Leave some for me.
Yep, there's his egg.
What do you know? I gave it to them straight.
You really were the MVP.
Good man.
Alright, so that was chapter 3. Like I said, kind of a standard early game bandit map, but you know, it was fun just to kind of explore that a little bit and learn about the upgrade system and bond conversations. So yeah, that's a good start for kind of as we're moving out of the early game. But let me know what you guys think, and as always, thank you for watching me and listening in. And be sure to check out the game on Steam if you are interested in it. But I will catch you in the next one. Au revoir.